Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Drop the Color Sonia's 200 subscriber celebration hop and giveaway, which is awesome. And this is the layout that I'm going to scrap lift today of Sonia's. It's a pretty old one, like from 2020. It is also a punched out Thursday to die for. So that means I will be using my punches and or dies. I think it's just dies today. And Sonia is a member of the Punched Out Thursday group. And I'm going to scrap this photo of Reagan. When I was looking through her layouts, of course, going through my mind is what photos I can use and what supplies I have that will go with that layout that I can scrap lift. And this is the one I came across. I usually go through the layouts 2 or 3 times before I decide. So I think only once I got there towards the end and I thought, oh, I'll do that one. So it has sun, sea, and sand. It also has seashells and a palm tree. That palm tree was giving me fits, but I finally decided what I'm going to do with it. I use these seashell dies. I have a Tim Holtz one, and it's got like a seahorse and seashell, but they're pretty big on a layout. So I ordered that little, well, you can see it there. It's a sand dollar off of Gina Marie Designs. And it came back so small, I was thinking it'd go with my other stuff. Well, it didn't. But I thought that's the perfect size for a layout. It's not too big. So for, I know, a year and a half, I have looked for a set of shells that I thought would go with the seashell that is the sand dollar. And these, I finally ran across them, and they're all about the same size. So I figured they'll work great on my layout. So this is my first time using them. I cut them out on watercolor paper, and I did do some test ones as far as painting goes, and you'd be surprised the difference between them. I didn't realize that till this morning, and I did the layout yesterday and most of the video editing yesterday. But yeah, I thought I need to cut it out several times because it's pretty thick paper. Well, it kind of messed those up, so I had to make more. And these are the ones I'm painting now. And uh, yeah, they're the perfect size. And what is so awesome about them, which I noticed when I was ordering them, they had a lot of detail. And so I am using that to go along the lines to paint. It's kind of like paint by numbers in a way because it has the lines there for me to paint. Only I get to pick the colors out. I noticed that the ones that I did first, the practice ones, were more colorful. They had more teal and pink on all of them. So I think the next time that's what I'm going to end up doing. I was concentrating more, I think, on these, on getting on the lines. But when I pulled out a couple that will be on the final photo because I went back in there and added 2 more leaves. Two, that's it. But I also added a couple of more seashells, but they are not on the video. I did that this morning. You know how it is, you sleep all night and then you think, oh, I can do that. And yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I could have just plain used watercolor on here, but then I decided I wanted to do some inking. So I used 3 different colors on the inking, depending on what colors was on the seashell. And I'm also taking my white gel pen and highlighting. It's kind of hard to do on the watercolor, though. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm thinking I need one of those distress, is it called distress? Resist pens. So you can take and mark the white places that you want first, then go ahead and do whatever you want. And then you just take one of those kneaded erasers and just erase it off, and you got your white places back. I'm thinking I need one of them. I sprayed my whole watercolor paper. This is watercolor paper. It is not mixed media paper. A lot of times I use watercolor paper. It seems to take the water better. Well, I guess that's why. Anyway, it's cold pressed, but I did the sky and now I'm doing the ocean. And then because the colors aren't exactly what I wanted on there, and I thought, well, I know for a fact that my caramel gelatos is the perfect color to start with. I'm going to pull it out and use it for the sand. I will add a little bit of brown to it before I'm done, but I think it's the best color for the sand. And it's a little thicker so it has texture. So I'm going to be using my mixed media stamp, the one that's kind of long with all the little dots on it, and just kind of press them into the gelato before it has time to dry to give it a little bit more texture. And I am just randomly going over the whole thing. And I'm wiping it down because I plan on putting a little bit of brown on there. I like to do it on the sand and on dirt both, and well, any of my mixed media because it's one of my most favorite stamps I have. So yeah, I have it all done and it's dried, and I thought, I used to do mixed media every single Friday, and I thought I really need to get my Versamat out and put it on here. So that's what I ended up doing because I'm not done with my layout yet. And although this watercolor paper is really good about getting back to being flat, while I'm doing the layout, I want it to stay flat because it's still pretty damp. I sprayed it pretty good. It's kind of dry, to touch, but if you put your fingers down and press, it's still damp. I'm a little on the impatient side. This wood grain, it's from Paper Studios. It's like an 8.5 by 11 package. Comes with 50 in there and you get it on sale. It's like $4. I mean, you can't beat that. It is one-sided though, but it's very heavy. It's sturdy, so it's great for making anything. And y'all know how I like to make stuff. And I also like to cut the planks apart. And I usually would distress this a little bit too, but I decided to go with the lines on the edges. Most of the edges had like a black, and this looks like it's weathered like driftwood. So I wanted to use it. And then the places that didn't have the black, I'm using the black soot to make it blacker. And I also use pumice stone to weather it just a little bit more. I only cut out one of the fishnet dies, but I will end up cutting another one out soon. Soon. It'll be before I'm done with the layout, but it will be after I walk away for a while because, like I said, that palm tree kind of gave me fits. I was trying to figure out how to put that thing on here. And, I was thinking make it look like a palm tree. It won't look like a palm tree. Take my word for it. It won't. And although I had the fishnet, I wanted to add some twine, so I'm using it's a dark blue and white. And I'm just going to kind of weave it through my planks here and my fishnet. I'm not going to go actually through the fishnet, but around it. And yeah, just to give it a little more texture and color. And kind of after the fact, I decided to add a little bit of, this is the Lagoon by Close to My Heart, to the planks and give them just a little bit of the turquoise color. Not much, just a little bit. I pulled my shells back out and I'm just going to kind of place them around both sides of it. And a couple of them will put on foam tape. But, and I don't know if y'all noticed, I did put some glitter glue on them. I'd say Stickles, but it was the off-brand. And, the kind you get at Walmart, or used to. They used to have at Walmart. And here's the other fishnet. Yeah, once I started putting the seashells down, I decided I needed a little bit more to nestle my shells into. But while I'm doing this, I want to mention that down there below, you'll find the links to everybody that's doing the celebration hop with Sonia and her link. So make sure you go to her channel, subscribe, like, and leave a comment so that you can get in on her drawing. And she is giving away merchandise, scrappy goodness. So be sure to check that out. And then there's also Punched Out Thursday. Like I said, Sonia's part of our group. And check that out and see what everybody else is doing with their punches and or dies. Do not, under any circumstances, look at this title though. I was thinking along two choices for my title. I was thinking fun in the sun, and I was thinking fun and sun. Well, I guess I thought I decided on fun in the sun, but I left the word in out. So it's fun the sun. Well, was. I fixed it. But yeah, for a little while it said thus, but y'all missed it because I said don't look, and it was over. Because I'm sure you all listened and didn't look. Um, I walked away for a few hours because, I was still thinking of the palm tree. And technically, I'm not going to have a palm tree. I'm going to have palm leaves. So, yeah, I'm in her layout. She's got a cluster in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to have mine on the left. And I'm using Tim Holtz Vacation words. And so it's going to say by the sea. And I used a scrap from where I made the photo mat, and I put that on there, and I just inked the bottom of the letters in the aqua colored, well, the lagoon, and I didn't ink the top, and I cut them out in the vanilla instead of using the white, so it already has some color. And I'm adding some of the twine to it. I'm going to put on foam tape and throw a palm leaf under there. It's going to bug me all night though. And I'm going to throw a couple of more on there, which you will see in the final photo. And I guess it looks all right with just one leaf, but y'all know me. I like more, so it bugged me. And I added, well, I didn't add two whole ones. I added two partial leaves to come out. One's a little longer than the other, but they're both partial. And I'm adding some to the layout here. I will have to add some more sequins because y'all seen I add sequins because I didn't know what else to do because my brain was giving me the silent treatment. Yeah, and I added sequins, and now I'm covering some of them up. And of course, the leaves have to match the rest of it, so I will be adding a few more sequins. And the dye I used was just one of the leaf dyes from the Diamond Press Tropical Foliage. It's the one that looked the most like a palm leaf. And I think that's about it. I think that's all I do to the layout was the rest of the sequence. And the photo is of Reagan, and they were at Gulf Shores. And to her, well, behind her, on my left is Landon. You can barely see him. And then on the right is Jason. You can barely see him too. They're kind of on the small side compared to her. And whoever took the photo took it sitting down on the sand, I am pretty sure. Either that or they're really short. And even Charlie's not that short. But Moira, did you notice I used my Fitzgerald thickers? I know that's always been her favorite. I always loved it too. It was nice and simple, and it come in several colors. There's my sand, well, my mixed media stamp on my sand, and then the seashells with the palm leaves and the fun in the sun. And like I said, I will add a couple of more seashells and two more branches to the last photo, so you will see a couple of more in there. And the seashells will look a little different because they were my sample ones, and like I said, I added a little bit more color apparently to them. I did not notice the difference until this morning though. And there's my sign with just the bottom part inked on my words. And there's the final layout with a couple of more seashells and a couple of more branches. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you are, thank you so much. Have a happy scrappy week. Have fun on the hop and checking out the Punched Out Thursday, gals. Bye.